Hey there! In this video tutorial, we're going to look at the computer science concept of abstraction. We'll look at what abstraction is and how it can be used for different subjects. Computational thinking is something that software engineers do to write programs and to make computer apps. So it's computer programming. It's made up of problem-solving skills and abstraction, and it is one of those techniques. And computational thinking and abstraction can be used outside of computer programming. In fact, they can be used anywhere or in any subject. But before we look at how, let's look a little bit closer at what abstraction actually is. So let's take this off. Abstraction is all about reducing complexity to define a main idea. Okay, so reducing complexity. Now that, I'm assuming, is clear as mud. Okay, so let's turn that mud then into some water. Make it a bit clearer for you. Think of a site like YouTube. Okay, and with sites like YouTube, you can post a question, or you can make a comment, or you can like something or dislike something. Okay, when you go to post your question or your comment, all you got to do is type it into the box and then hit the post button. But behind the scenes, there's a lot more that's happening. There's things like validation, there's logging, there's also formatting, as well as things like saving to the database. Now, I don't even know what some of those things are, to be honest, and in even more honesty, I really don't care to know what they are, because they're just not important to me, and that's what abstraction is. It's only about the things that I need to know in this example. So abstraction will really only show you what you need to know, what is relevant. Let's have a look at an example. Okay, let's look at an example with English. And in particular, we're going to look at Little Red Riding Hood. So let me try to summarize this for you. Okay, so Little Red Riding Hood's mother tells Little Red Riding Hood to take some food. I'm going to draw a banana or something. I don't know. It's some sort of food. I'll make that a banana. To her granny, who is sick. Okay, so we've got a sick granny. Little Red Riding Hood meets the wolf along the way. And she tells him where she's going. The wolf goes ahead of her and waits for Little Red Riding Hood, and before he does that, he actually eats the granny. Okay, so he eats the granny, he's waiting there, he dresses up as the granny and lies in bed waiting for Little Red Riding Hood. When she arrives, she notices that Granny's face looks a bit different, so her features are a little different. And she asks why, and then suddenly the wolf attacks her. He pounces on her. And Little Red Riding Hood, as anybody would, she screams and she runs away. a woodcutter who was nearby. Here's this. Actually, I might go onto a new page here. So the woodcutter, here's the cries from Little Red Riding Hood, and he comes down and he kills the wolf, and he saves Granny, or rescues Granny. Okay, so as you can see, I've summarised it for you, and I've really sort of looked at the main points from the story. And that's what abstraction is. Okay, it's about finding those key points, or those main ideas from within a story. So, in essence, summary, or a summary, equals, or is, an example of abstraction. And as I was just saying, it's about finding those key points. So I'm going to try and draw a key here. Okay. Alright, here's another example. Let's look at maths. Okay, and let's say we have a maths word problem where there are 5,234 people attend a football match, and the week before that, let's go with 7,669 people also attended a football match. Okay, and we need to find out what the difference is in attendance between those two matches. So we're going to look at the main ideas in this word problem, okay, or the important facts in this word problem. So what we need to do is really subtraction, or to take away one number from the other. So we'll take away the small number from the larger number. Okay, so just do it quickly. We've got 5, 3, 4, 2. Okay, so 2,435 people attended the first match. Sorry, that means more people attended the first match than the second one. Okay, so we've just taken the main ideas from the word problem. Okay, how about we look at another example? Let's look at history. Okay, we'll look at World War II. Okay, and this took place in the years 1939 to 1945. It had the Axis against the Allies, and some of the key people in that time were Hitler, Roosevelt, Churchill, Stalin, and obviously there's more on top of that, but there's just some of the key people. Okay, so there's some of the key people, some of the key events, some of to do with the Second World War. You don't need to go through everything. There are so many things that took place during that time that it'd be impossible to cover it in this short video. So in essence, abstraction is all about, I'll just write up here, abstraction. It's all about main or key ideas, okay? And it can be used across different subjects. So we looked at English, we looked at maths, and we looked at history. So even though it's more of a computational thinking sort of thing, or it's a part of computational thinking, to be able to use it in other areas and other contexts is really the key point that I'm trying to make here. Okay, it's a very valuable technique. And essentially what it is about solving problems, and oops, I left out the R. But solving problems so that it makes it easier and clearer for people to understand, okay? So it's clearer to understand. Okay, and that is abstraction.